Alright. Wait. I remember getting... So... Oh wait, I see. Turn page.
Nipponichi Software.
Let's go.
Alright, hopefully that's low enough. Hello, this is NetherTrader258, finally back after a little more than a month. Don't worry, the fact that my previous video didn't get any views in the last month doesn't really bother me at all. It wasn't enough to make me go, I quit. I don't mind at all. Now, I'm back. I'm gonna play Disgaea 5 once again. And to anybody who might wonder in the future why there's a big gap between this video and my last one, 2 words: work and sickness. I'm not gonna go into details what I was afflicted with because I really don't want to disclose that. But well, what I will say is nothing serious. And yeah, I'm gonna keep trying to stream and make stream videos and possibly make clips in the future. I'm just gonna make sure I dedicate a day of the week to doing so, and I'll be able to do so consistently. I'm also doing this, well, mostly the reason I'm doing this is not for trying to make it big on YouTube. I don't care about that. It's just I wanted to document some of my adventures online for my girlfriend to see in the future. And if you're watching this, hey honey. So what I'm gonna do in this video, if the audio isn't too high, hopefully it isn't, is I'm gonna talk about, well, stuff I've seen and stuff I played this year, starting with games. Since nobody saw my video on while I was playing onigiri on games I was playing at the time, I'm gonna say so here.
Shall we go?
I got the Nintendo 3DS in late February or early March. I think it was more so March. And on the 3DS, I got, in order from first to last game I got, Fire Emblem Fates, Conquest, Tales of the Abyss, and Fire Emblem Awakening. I think the enemy level might be a smidge high. Yeah, I'm not gonna try that. Now, in order to games I played, Fire Emblem Fates Conquest. That was actually the game I was most excited for. I thought Tales of the Abyss I might not like because it might be dated in comparison to other Tales of games I've played. I was especially excited because back in 2013, I was hopelessly hyped over Fire Emblem Awakening. I wanted to save up to get a 3DS then, but nah. Didn't happen till this year. I didn't mind waiting. Fates Conquest is not for people to just pick up and play out of nowhere. It's punishingly so. And honestly, that's its biggest weakness. When it comes to Fire Emblem Fates, you could tell level grinding was a huge part of the gameplay. That building your forces in between battle was meant to be important. I'll start small, get myself back in the gameplay of this. And with Conquest, it didn't feel like it was built around using solely strategy in order to survive.
Let's go.
So instead of playing a more difficult game that made you rely on your own intellect and the stage design to survive, might still be a little too loud. it felt more like a game with an important part, level grinding by playing previous stages for experience and gold, was, for lack of a better term, surgically removed. Almost like it was lobotomized, and it led to huge problems. I wanted to enjoy Fire Emblem Fates Conquest a lot. The reason why I picked it up despite knowing it was supposed to be harder than Birthright was because, hey, my first playthrough of Mega Man X4, I played with Zero, despite Zero having a tough time with X. Although by the time I got really good at that game, that complaint was practically non-existent to me. And I preferred the characters I read about from the Nowhere Path. And I still do.
Let's go.
But the fact that they literally designed the game so that you only could use one map to level grind, and that's a DLC map. A map you had to individually buy and download, was a little of a ripoff. It felt bad to me. Now, if I had to download DLC in order to, let's say, get a Paragon skill for all the characters so they get more experience from every battle throughout the story mode, or if I had to buy DLC in order to get boosted gold from missions that actually bestow gold, that'd be different. How can I complain about that when I like doing that in Tales of Xillia 1, 2, Tales of Zestria, and how I won't mind doing that in Tales of Berseria? If I'm pronouncing any of those names right, most likely not. I'm not complaining that they wanted me to get DLC in order to get a better chance in the game. I don't mind that. What I did mind was how boring it was. The boot camp DLC is fun to play once in a while, but I don't want to go through that again and again and again and again. And the gold DLC missions pretty much the same. It's fun, and the dialogue from the characters there is really funny, but even in Fire Emblem Awakening, playing the golden DLC missions got really, really old. And then the level scaling also comes to rear its ugly head. The later you are in the main story of Fire Emblem Fates, the higher difficulty DLC missions like the boot camp and Ghostly Grove missions will be. And it goes from the very beginning, enemies are fairly the same as you fight over the course of the story, except you fight Wolfskin and Foxes, even though you never fight them in the Revelation path. Then later on, in the story mode, that Ghostly Gold mission really starts pushing you back. In the very beginning, I managed to beat almost every enemy there that has gold without them ever escaping. But by the end of it, you're gonna have to really push in order to do so. And I don't mind that. It's just, in the main game, whenever a boss enemy appeared like a Silver Star Axe or Silver Kukiri, if I'm pronouncing that right, the Middle Eastern type of curved sword typically uses the boomerang. They're just a boss enemy. They generally won't run after you and start using it. When the DLC mission, you're gonna deal with enemies like that will run at you and try to turn your face in their weapon's personal sheath. And those weapons are really bullshit for not common enemies, for boss enemies to use in abundance over the course of the same battle. I mean, the Silver Kukiri can attack from close and long range, with no impediments towards your criticals, your critical chances, your offensive skill chances, or your follow-up chance. The only swords that have none of those impediments, and the added bonus of attacking at a distance, is literally swords limited to just 2 characters in the game and are extremely dated in terms of attack power in comparison to the silver Kukiri. The only negative that Kukiri has is the silver weapon's typical low accuracy and the strength skill impediment it gets after being used. And that's not enough of an impediment. Well, at least for enemies to use commonly. And I'm not saying, oh, get rid of those, they're broken. No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, for a bunch of enemies who use those at the same time, you start to really feel the pressure.
Thank you.
And eventually, I just stopped playing those DLC in the late game altogether. Honestly, if anybody who's going to play Fire Emblem Fates is watching this video in the future, my biggest tip is this. If you get the Ghostly Gold DLC, play it like crazy until as you start moving on to the plot. Accumulate like 1 million golds. You can get a good roughly 60 to 70,000. Why is it so expensive? Why are all of these so expensive? Now, the gameplay in Fates is good. I do like how weapons have infinite durability and went through a large retooling in order to give them new strengths and shortcomings. That was a good idea. Honestly, it really pissed me off to the lack of logic the games had in that, oh hey, an iron sword is more durable in battle than a steel sword. Please explain to me how that works. Because last I checked, steel is more dense than iron. Looks like the item world literally ripped out a chunk of the moon. Anyway, the retooling of the items was good. The forge system is better than in Awakening, where all you can really do is just power up statistics of items up to 5 times. Or actually no, optionally up to 5 times. For a total of 8 different statistic boosts across the weapon's 3 stats. This system is much better, and I'm really thankful for that. The dual stance and the dual guard systems are really good improvements over that in Awakening, where it's entirely a flip of the coin. Where the only real reason I could say Priam didn't hit me with his Luna ability was because my avatar's wife literally blocked the blow from him at complete random. Now, speaking of wife, probably the most popular part of Fire Emblem now since Awakening, the relationship system. The part people seem to still be arguing about today, who's the best waifu. Don't worry, I will never use that phrase again. Now, I bet if some Fire Emblem fan is watching to the future, they're probably already asking the question, who's yours in Fire Emblem Awakening and Fates? I bet some other people will probably already be saying, we already know who is in Awakening, the most obvious choice for a male avatar, and you're completely wrong. Well, actually, no, you're not, because I think it's a lot of people's first choice. But anyway, I'm not gonna make it sound like a super awesome secret that I'm gonna hold forever.
Let's end this quick.
Honestly, when it comes to most works of fiction, I'm not part of those. If it's not in canon or there's no actual hints towards a relationship between characters, I don't ship them. That's what it's called, like a pairing in a word, shipping. I mean, you won't see me look at a Golden Sun fan base and go, Veil Shipper, until the very end of Golden Sun 2. But honestly, I do see people coming from when they're playing video games and you actually have an option of who to start a relationship with. And I like that in Awakening and Fates. I just wish they'd focus more on characters forging bonds with others of the same gender, as well as people of the opposite gender. Makes it seem like the only real bonds we care about are ones that might later times involve sexual tension. And no, I want to see closer brotherly bonds between characters that actually are related than I do between characters that might be able to start a relationship, but I don't want to. And that's going to lead me to another problem with the bonding system, the support conversation system in Awakening Fates. I hate how for characters that appear later in the story, they clearly ran out of ideas and effort for character bonds and just went, fuck it, this character will only bond with the avatar.
Let's go.
In Awakening, I hated this. Awakening, I especially hated it with the late paralog characters. The ones you unlock the missions for. Didn't I expect you to survive that?
Leave it to me.
For doing so, you find yourself in a sudden.
I'm strong.
Oh hey, you're here. I forgot.
I'm going first. I go.
Quadruple fudge packing.
Leave it to me. Fight. Yeah. Leave it to me.
Even harder.
I'm gonna keep going through this item world until it starts kicking my ass. Which won't take too long, because I'm not the best at gaming.
Here I come.
Anyway, I gotta start just jointing my conversation just because someone miraculously joins this vacant, empty stream. Yeah, whatever. It's people can still watch it in the future, so I'm not gonna make a big deal out of it. Now, back to what I was saying in Awakening. It's an issue I have with that even when it came to those DLC characters, it made sense since they were made. Their maps were probably made a little while after the game was finished. But I still have a problem with the fact that they could only bond with the Avatar. And let me go in order who those DLC characters are for people who might know Fire Emblem Awakening, but might not know. Oh my God, that attack is too damn long.
Justice, run!
No, I'm not sitting through that again. I hate cats. I hate these little shits. Then again, I hate cutesy enemies in video games. For some reason, they piss me off more than other ones. Anyway. For the first DLC mission, the character unlock is Gangrel. The DLC Power-Up mission, the free update one. Gangrel! You know, the guy that... the king of Plegia that started the war that got Emerin killed. And for anybody might say spoilers in the future, Fire Emblem Awakening's been out for 3 years in America and almost 4 in Japan. Oh yeah, by the way, the Arkham Knight is Jason Todd. By the way, Liu Kang dies in Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat Alliance is bullshit. But anyway. In Fire Emblem Awakening, the first DLC mission is Gangrel. He's a bitch to unlock. Not even that good of a character. And he only has support conversations with the Avatar? And you know what, I'm tired of saying Avatars. I'm gonna give him the name I gave him, Nether. And you're gonna know I'm not talking about myself when I use the name Nether because I'll be using it in the third person if I was talking about myself. But the only support conversation he has is with Nether, the Avatar. At least my Avatar. He's the guy who killed Princess Emerin. He couldn't have a support conversation with Chrom. I'd be really interested in seeing more conversations between the two later on in the game. But no support conversations with Chrom. The brother of the woman he killed, well, led to the death of. No support conversations with Princess Lissa, the little sister of the woman he killed. No support conversations with Frederick, the guy who'd be a little pissed at the guy who killed the princess of his entire kingdom. Libra, who was there for the death and wanted to try his very best to prevent it. Nobody but the Avatar? They couldn't try writing 6 dialogue exchanges with the siblings of the woman he led to the death of? They couldn't do that? I was already pissed at the Cronson warrior princess, whose name I can't pronounce, I'm just gonna call her Brittany. I was already pissed that she only had support conversations with the Avatar. And with Tiki, I was already pissed that Tiki didn't have support conversations with Chrom, despite Chrom being the goddamn descendant of Marth, the hero king who saved her from enslavement. Or Lucina. I don't remember she had support conversations with her either. It was really lazy that these characters clearly had chances such good chemistry with other characters, but we didn't get to see that. But instead, just with the Avatar and with Gangrel, they had a chance. I know they have DLC missions where he has dialogue exchanges with other characters you unlock. Those update paralogs like Emerin, who somehow survives her drop with just amnesia, no permanent injury. I'm guessing Emerin, who committed suicide and never outrealms, just fell through a portal into there somehow. Because no, she should be half-paced. But I'm not criticizing the writing there. It's a what-if scenario. Innocent enhanced route, treasure chest route. Yeah, I'm gonna go with mystery room route. But anyway, she shows up in another one, and surprise, surprise, she only has supports with the avatar. Yeah, as if characters like Pan or Frederick or Lucina or Owain or maybe Lissa and Crom might not have something to say to Amnesiac Princess who they thought died 2 to 3 years ago. In in my opinion, the most shocking moments I've ever seen in a Nintendo game. Mother of balls!
I'll destroy all of you!
Yes. Okay.
Here I come!
Here I go!
There's a way out of here. And all I gotta say to that is, come on, Nintendo Intelligent Systems. You have the perfect opportunity for even sadder support conversations in the game. Even sadder than the ones between Jerome and his parents, or Cynthia and her ace support with her father. God damn, that was heart-wrenching. But they didn't do it. I'm just gonna take this opportunity to kill more enemies while I'm here.
Let's go!
I just gotta make sure there are at least 2 enemies out here for... How far is your attack range? Okay, good, it's only 1. So I can punch you.
All men are my servants.
Watch this go wrong. This is gonna so go wrong. No, wait, I should save that for last for extra damage. And all I'm saying is they had an opportunity, but they literally blew it. They blew that opportunity something fierce. Wait, which lucky board are you, Job Baron? I see mastery. Take care of citizens you find it. It's their older twins. Okay. Alright, let's get this started. I hope you can hear me alright. I adjusted the volume since I got feedback from my first Disgaea stream that the audio shit. The audio mixing was pretty bad. But anyway, they wasted opportunity, and they wasted opportunities further when it came to other characters. Whatever characters could they have support conversations with in their update DLC? No, update, yeah, we'll call them update DLCs, whatever. Well, how about Wall Hearts? The Conqueror of Valm, who started a bloody swath through pretty much the entire Fire Emblem Awakening world in order to get the power he needs to prevent the resurrection of Grima. You know, the guy who led to the betrayal of Cyrie's older brother Yenfei, the conquest of Vaughn and destruction of Irian's home. He comes back in the DLC, and honestly, I love his dialogue change to the Avatar, don't get me wrong. I love moments in games or writing where the characters admit what they're doing does not make them paragons of virtue. That sometimes, even for the greater good, a smaller evil must be committed. I love that writing in Tales of Zestria to no end. And it really makes me sad that Ultima 8 Pagan couldn't have done that completely thanks to EA rushing the game out the door barely half finished. Feel so bad for you Ultima fans. Yeah, the short out symbol. And Walhar's exchange with the Avatar were really good with that, basically saying we're both the same in that Walhar basically chose who lived, who died for his own ambitions, and the Avatar, who must be called Nether at this point, chose that Walhar died for his own ambitions. It was clever. I love the new animations in this game. The sprite work in Disgaea has always been really satisfying to look at. All the painstaking effort they clearly put into making this game as beautiful and as unique as possible. I'm gonna punch you in the ass.
Let's end this quick.
Now. But you think Walhart would have a support conversation with Sari, you know, the woman whose life he damaged and practically ruined by forcing her to raise arms against her own people and her own brother. But, no, well, that's okay. That's okay, there's no need. In fact, even when it came to non-DLC characters, they wasted opportunities. You think Basilio will have conversations with... God, I can never pronounce that guy's name. The guy that joins in Chapter 4. The guy every woman in the fan base likes. You know what I'm talking about, Long? I'm just gonna call him Reggie to reference his voice actor from Infamous Second Son. You think Basilio will have a conversation with Reggie, but no. Despite him seeing Reggie as his possible successor, and apparently talking about him to death when it came to other people, like Olivia mentions her support of Reggie herself. But no, you think Basilio will support conversations with Lucina since she worked under him under the guise of Mars, but no. You think she would have support conversation with Tiki asking what kind of man Marth was all those decades ago to know more about the hero whose name she borrowed? No.
It's my turn.
I love the conversations in Disgaea 5 when you go to the main hub worlds. Just like I love the skits in Tales of games, not just Dawn New World, because it's the characters all generally talking to each other, leading to levels of chemistry and exchanges I wouldn't normally expect in other stories, due to the sheer magnitude of them. Due to the massively different personalities between, let's say, Tales of Zestria, Soray, and Dezel, you wouldn't expect them to carry many conversations with one another, but there are a lot of them. And I know Fire Emblem has a large roster of characters. I know that, but that's no excuse for you to go out of your way to make sure every character in the game pretty much has more than 7 different options for who their marriage partner can be over the course of half the game, and then completely shit yourself with the rest. just because all the female characters who can have kids show up in the plot before Lucina joins an awakening does not mean Sayuri should be given a short end of the stick and only marry the Avatar. Just because she won't have a kid in the future doesn't mean there shouldn't be a chance for you to have her marry Henry or Varian or Vake. Especially considering that there are enough male characters for that, especially if you pick a male Avatar. If you pick a male Avatar and marry someone for the first generation, there are 3 male characters left over that won't get married. And in my second playthrough, those characters are Vake, Kellum again, and Varian. And it's not because I don't like those guys. There isn't a single character in Awakening I hate. The closest would have been Cordelia, since her dialogue, all is for my lord, gets really one note in conversations, and it kind of bothers me when she's married. And it also bothers me with Tharja since she's married as well. But that's my own personal thing. Unfaithful characters piss me off.
Here I come.
It's my own personal gripe. Nothing against those characters. I have a chance, but I'm not taking that chance.
Here I go.
Someone give Laharl some steroids.
Hey.
Right.
I'm going for it.
It's not a huge negative against this game. It's not even much of a negative at all. But I just would have liked to see more support conversations. The support conversations is pretty much the only way to build personality between characters, when most of them are literally going to fade from the plot a few chapters after they join, due to Fire Emblem's permanent death system in the classic mode. And it's going to lead to a lot of dialogue rewrites if, let's say, for example, Frederick dies in chapter 2. I don't think he can die. I think he just becomes mortally injured so he can't participate in battle, but I don't know. Or, let's say, Sumia dies before chapter 6. But it's no excuse to give other characters a shaft, since it's pretty much the only way to fully build their dispositions. But enough of that. I'm gonna move on a little. Next comes Aversa, the witch who was working for the sidelines pretty much throughout the entire game. She only supports an avatar, but what makes up for that is I love her exchanges with the avatar. By the way, all the exchanges I'm talking about are non-romantic, since my avatar was married literally before Gangrel first shows himself in the plot, and that's chapter 4. That's how much I fuck around with replayable maps in the game. I don't think I could break this thing without Laharl.
Attack!
Hey.
Let's see how much damage I can do. I just noticed they nerfed Overlord Dimension. It was Double S back in Disgaea D2. Can't blame them. It was Double S in Disgaea D2.
All men are my servants.
But anyway, my biggest problem with the lack of support conversations with DLC characters is Yenfei. The idea that he comes from an alternate world where he failed to protect his sister Sayuri. I'm sorry for not pronouncing these names right to future Farmer fans watching this.
Leave it to me!
But his only support is with the Avatar. You think you talk to the what's the word? Alternate version of his sister he failed to protect. Once again, chances for really tragic dialogue wasted. But I'm not gonna go too deep into his character because, Then there's Priam, the descendant of the Radiant hero Ike, the protagonist of Fire Emblem Path of Radiance and Radiant Dawn. Once again, it can only support the Avatar, but that's somewhat different, even though he could easily have supports of Crom and other characters who are obsessed with becoming skilled warriors, like, you know, I'm gonna try pronouncing the names. Long. Sorry, I'm not pronouncing his name. Vake. Or Anna. Speaking of that, Anna joins it for Chapter 8, and she only has support of the Avatar. It'd be funny if she could have supports with Tiki later on, since Tiki might go, "Hey, didn't I see you back when Marth was alive? More than twice?" But nah. At least the DLC missions were fun, except for Aversa's. I am terrified of going through that mission since, due to how many characters I'm training now compared to my first playthrough of Awakening. And now back to something I was alluding to since the beginning. Who did I marry in Fire Emblem Awakening? Who did my avatar marry in Fire Emblem Awakening? I bet people watching this in the future probably saying, well, you did say in both playthroughs you had your avatar married for Chapter 4. So it had to be one of the female characters that joins for Chapter 4, so it's not Maribel. It's not Maribel or Tharja or Olivia. It's Lissa. Both playthroughs I had avatar marry Lissa. In my first playthrough, she was one of the female characters I wanted the avatar to marry, next to Olivia and Lucina. I bet the latter one people going, duh. But this is where Fire Emblem Awakening's writing is at its strongest to make it. I love the dialogue exchanges between the avatar and the characters, male or female, to the point where I did find myself having a crap load of options, but still not regretting the choice I made. I love his exchanges to Lucina, like a majority of the fanbase does. I love his dialogue exchanges with Sairi, to the point where she was actually another one of my options. I love his dialogue exchanges with Versa, and due to the fact that they never knew each other as siblings, it means I don't have to worry about any disturbing implications of reverse sexual imprinting, unlike Fire Emblem Fates. With the Noah siblings, which is literally one of the many reasons why I didn't marry my avatar off of any of them. I mean, just a few moments of sexual chemistry cannot erase more than a decade of reverse sexual imprinting. And to anybody wondering in the future what reverse sexual imprinting is, it's when a creature, or when a being grows up with another one for a long enough period of time that they instinctually see them enough as family to not be sexually attracted to them in order to prevent inbreeding. So the Avatar and Aversa wouldn't have that, so they never knew each other as kids.
Leave it to me.
Since the Avatar apparently was running off with his mother for a large period of time, and Aversa was adopted by his biological father, Valadar.
Here I come.
But in Fire Emblem Fates, I like the Noah and Hoshido siblings, but they keep calling each other siblings. That's what makes it weird, and why I don't see them romantically in the game. It's weird. But for people who do, I'm not criticizing you guys. It's your game. Do with it as you will. But anyway, what I was going to is that I especially love this dialogue exchange with Lissa, and in my second playthrough I was thinking I'm gonna wait, I'm gonna see what's like to try going for Lucina, but by the time I reach the second chapter I'm thinking, I love their dialogue too much, I can't. Fuck it, I'm going for her again. If I ever do a third playthrough of the game, which will be a while in the future, since I'm playing Fire Emblem kind of to death right now, the only thing I'm really going to change is who Chrom is going to be with. I'm probably going to try with Olivia. And to anybody probably wondering now in the future,
Here I come!
it's Sumia on both playthroughs. I could throw her over there.
I'll begin the fight! Throw!
Fly away!
And Daddy did not think that through. So anyway, yeah. Lissa is my favorite love interest in Awakening. I like her personality. She makes me laugh through the most, both the DLC and main story dialogue exchanges.
Leave it to me!
And I also love her voice actress, Kate Higgins.
I'll throw you all!
In Fates? I don't know why, but I don't find myself as interested in support conversations as I was in Awakening. I think it might be because I find that Avatar and Azra, the two leads of the game, rather flat in terms of personalities. They don't really have much, and they kind of seem like the Hey Arnold of the game, in that they're uninteresting characters. No, not uninteresting. They're characters that seem to generally be fixing everybody else's problems instead of having really funny no, not funny, really expanding exchanges. I'm not saying the Avatar and Awakening was super well developed. Hell, I'm not even saying Chrom was that good of a character. No, he was a massive hypocrite. Oh, Basilio, you're gonna run off the try holding off Walhart in a mission that could possibly kill you? Don't do it. Don't do it. Okay, fine, you can do it. Hey, Avatar, you're planning on sacrificing yourself to permanently kill Grima in order to prevent the next 1,000 years becoming the same ruined, desolate future Lucina and the kids survived? Where apparently they had to eat insects and sleep their way through the burning and screaming of innocent people in the night? Don't do it! No! It's not worth it! Don't!
Let's go!
Here I come!
You could, yes, I bet you can already tell from my response, my dialogue there, what ending I chose on both playthroughs. And besides, not even much of a sacrifice since I'm alive at the end. And once again, to anybody who might be shouting spoilers in the future, the game's been out for 3 years in America and 4 years in Japan.
It's my turn.
By the way, Kylo Ren is Han Solo's son.
Let's go!
Once again, I don't know if I can destroy this shit. Oh, yeah, I can. Okay. Oh, to heavens. Okay. Now. I don't know why, but I just don't find myself as immersed in the support conversations as Final Awakening. I really don't. I'm not saying it's a character fault. No, some of the characters are really, really good. I really like Camilla when she's not being the same sultry, sexy character we apparently need. I like Leo. I like Hinoka. I like Takumi. Because I find his personality being really good. The insecure younger sibling. I know how he feels a lot. My sister knows how he feels. Hell, I feel like in some ways, my oldest sibling might know how it feels.
Leave it to me.
Even older siblings feel insecure sometimes.
Combine our powers! I'm doing this!
How's that?
It's just the avatar of Fates just feels
Here I go!
kind of flat. I don't know why, but he just feels really classy. And Azura just feels like the character is mysterious for the sake of being mysterious. I mean, even in Revelation's path, they keep making her into the super mysterious character to the point where she was such a mystery in the end. No, she wasn't. We know everything about her character. We know her backstory. And yes, I'm gonna avoid spoilers for Fire Emblem Fates since that game's only been out since spring of this year. But the mild spoiler I'm gonna give is that Revelations does give out every part of her personality, so what's so mysterious that people go like, she was such a mystery in the end. It really felt like she was mysterious for the sake of being mysterious, like Ada Wong for Resident Evil, except simultaneously better and worse, if that makes sense. Better in that they don't try keeping her to be mystery over the course of 15 years of in-game continuity and real-life time. And worse in that Ada Wong is still a mystery. We don't know if Ada Wong's her real name. The only thing we know is that she's working for an organization that we're never going to find an answer for since Capcom really gets off in that stupid mystery bullcrap. And she's attracted to Leon, but for some reason likes to keep a cock-teased romance for the course of 15 years. Okay, we just clear out enough of them, they won't be able to reach and take out the fish, so we can grab a fish. And yeah, I find myself actively skipping most support conversation involving Azura since I don't really find her interesting. I find her exchanges to be quite dull, and I find her character to be dull to me. I'm not saying she is dull, but she's just... ugh. She doesn't make me hold on conversations the same way in Awakening I find Lissa does. I really like Lissa. And that being said, the Avatar of Fate, the only thing that makes him worth listening to me is his voice actor. I like Yuri Lowenthal, but I never expected Cam Clark to do a voice in Fire Emblem. And to anyone who doesn't know the voice actor Cam Clark, Cam Clark has been doing voice acting roles since the 1980s. He was in the original TMNT series. He did the singing voice for Simba in The Lion King and just playing voices Simba in almost everything Lion King related afterwards. The sequel film, Kingdom Hearts 2, etc., etc. He was the voice of He-Man in the 2000s He-Man cartoon. The voice of Kratos Ari in the Tales Symphonia and future appearances. One of the only 3 voice actors in Tales Symphonia to replace their characters' roles afterwards. Others being Tara Strong and Heather Hogan.
Got it. Crunch.
He was supposed to be the voice of Hercules in God of War 2 before time constraints dropped the plans. And then Hercules is voiced by Kevin Sorbo, that prick, in God of War 3. You can already tell, despite the nice callback to Hercules series, I would have heard Cam Clark voice him, so at least Cam Clark isn't at least from what I know, isn't a Christian asshole. And it's nothing against Christianity, I'm Christian, but fuck you and fuck God's Not Dead, Kevin Sorbo. Not all atheists are pricks. Just like how not all Christians are pricks, but nice job portraying them as such by being yourself. Am I done yet? No. Cam Clark voiced Bo, the gardener in Scooby-Doo and the Zombie Islands. And last but not least, that CEO in Grandma got run over by a reindeer. I'm not kidding. That's Kratos Ari, and that's He-Man, and that's Simba, in that horrible, horrible children's special. One of a guilty pleasure for it, I must admit. The one other thing I know Cam Clark for, oh yeah, is Liquid Snake in the Metal Gear Solid series. Well, that's one of 2 other things. One thing I know him for is making a music album for the gay community, due to him actually being an openly gay voice actor. One of the only 3-ish I know, other than Neil Patrick Harris and Corey Burton, I believe. Corey Burton being Zeus in the God of War games, and Hugo Strange in the Batman Arkham City, a wasted antagonist. I think he voiced Brainiac at some point in something DC related. But anyway, Cam Clark, that's fucking awesome. It was awesome that Farm Awakening was so full of anime voice actors like Tara Platt, Matthew Mercer, Kate Higgins, Dave Vincent, Christopher Corey Smith, Laura Bailey, Kirk Thornton, Patrick Stace, if I'm pronouncing that right, Travis Willingham, I didn't say that, Sam Rigo, if I'm pronouncing that right, Eden Rigo, if I'm pronouncing that right, Karen Strassman, Stephanie Shea, if I'm pronouncing that right. I can't pronounce her name, but the voice actor that played Sari plays Mila Maxwell in the Tales of Zillia games. And I'm not even halfway done. Michelle Ruff and so many others, but Farm Awakening went even further with voice actors. You have most of them coming back and playing other characters. Travis Willingham played Long in Awakening. Now he plays the horrible antagonist King Garen. Gary Lowenthal's back, but it's a second Avatar voice. You have, remember off the top of my head, I'm not even listing them. This is literally memory. Oh yeah, you have Paula Tisa, if I'm not saying her name right, voices Camila. She voices in other games Sylvia Crystal, No More Heroes. She voices one of the Beauty and the Beast units in Metal Gear Solid 4. I think it's Laughing Octopus. While I'm playing right now, I'm literally watching my laptop go through a long-ass update. It's been updating for an hour now. Speaking of an hour, I'm gonna keep streaming until like 11:30 or so. That's the latest I'm gonna be streaming. Since then, I'm gonna head off to work. I probably will stream tomorrow, either tomorrow or Sunday. Those are the times I'm probably gonna end up streaming. Sunday, Monday, or Wednesday. And I might start streaming Battleborn in the future. Once my girlfriend is back online so I can show her the game, or I find friends that are available at the time to play with. I don't want to play with anonymous people without their permission. It feel like a pretty dick move. Whatever characters in the wake and fades. Ow, you did 0 damage. But you knocked me on the ally damage panel. Bitch. Come back. You get a taste of the overall strength. Now. What I'm saying is, what I'm not saying is what I'm referencing. Alright, I was avoiding saying this, I really want to save it for last, but another voice actor in the game I never expected Fire Emblem is DC Douglas, who a name Resident Evil fans should be familiar with, since that's the voice for Albert Wesker from Resident Evil 5 until, well, now. Yeah, Albert Wesker's in the game, along with another voice actor that played a Resident Evil antagonist, Karen Strassman. She did a voice in Resident Evil Darkside Chronicles. She played Alexia Ashford. Honestly, her voice performance was one of the highlights of the game. The voice acting in Darkside Chronicles was one of the high points of the game. They really did do a good job. And the voice actors generally do a good job. My only problem with the voice acting game is that weeping sound they have for Cam Clark, at least for the third voice option, sounds pretty weird when you just hear during cutscenes, or during scenes. Just to her hearing a cutscene doesn't feel right. I guess because crying is one of the hardest things to do when it comes to voice acting, and when a character isn't crying as well, it just feels weird. Or sounds weird, not feels weird. Well, yeah, it gives a weird feeling.
Ready?
This is gonna be funny if I am going to a stage where I literally can't beat it, nor can I escape. And all this progress is for naught. That's happened twice, by the way.
How's that? Leave it to me.
Now, I must stop lauding the voice acting, if that's a word. I know lauded is a word. But I'm stop praising the voice acting and go on to the story of Faith.
Here I come.
Fire Emblem Awakening's story had a lot of weaknesses.
Let's go.
The time travel thing itself being one of them. But I have to be honest, Fire Emblem Faith's story is one of the worst stories I've ever seen in a video game that does not involve the words Square and Enix. There's so many plot holes in Fire Emblem Faith, and so many problems and inconsistencies that it really just makes me shit myself. Or want to. But it doesn't take away from investment in the story. I did find myself being invested in the story despite how weak it was. I was invested when one of my characters was revealed to be a traitor in the Revelations path. I was invested when I saw the Avatar's little sister Elise be shot at in one of the cutscenes in Conquest. I found myself invested in the characters enough to make up for the massive weakness that was the story. And that's why I gotta say, while the story is bad, it does work for me. All I need is good characters and it'll make up for problems with the story. Don't get me wrong, Tales of Zestia's story.
Let's go.
Had flaws. The primary flaw being, how did Heldolf die at the end? Wasn't he an immortal Hellion that couldn't be purified? So if that's the case, unless the Shepherd has the power to kill Hellions, which is kind of weird to purify Hellions, how did Saray kill him the exact same method Heldolf failed to kill himself?
Here I come.
Oh, here's my rule. The game's been out for more than a year. Or for almost a year. I'm gonna reveal spoilers for it. Tales of Zestia has been out in America for almost a year, starting next month. And there are other problems in the game. Overall, the main weakness for Tales of Zestia's story is the rules of killing Hellions doesn't make much sense. This will require some thoughts.
Attack!
Some actual thought. Holy shit.
Let's end this quick.
Now.
I'll destroy all of you.
The problem is, another problem being that Fate's story is literally hidden behind a paywall. The stuff you see between the prologue of Chapter 6 has things that will never be answered if you pick the Hoshido and Nowhere paths. I'm not kidding. Like, where Azra came from, who Azra and the Avatar's real parents are. You won't get those answers, especially if you don't play any of the DLC. Who the hooded figure who killed Lady Makoto is. You never get that answer. In fact, he never even shows up after that chapter. Amongst many other things will never be answered, so that weakens the plot overall.
Leave it to me!
And there are a few other things that are just straight up never answered. And there are so many plot inconsistencies depending on the path you pick. Like the Rainbow Sage, the one who forged the Sacred Blade Yato. He says his true power will show itself when it's aligned with the 4 other holy weapons, if you pick the Revelations path. He never says that if you pick any other path, only if it's aligned with weapons of your respective kingdom that you align yourself with. And Azra, if you pick the Revelation path, as soon as Chapter 7 starts, she will say she knows the cause of this and tell you almost everything that she knows about the Hidden Kingdom. But if you pick any of her paths, she never says anything about the kingdom, the Third Kingdom. To the point where she herself seems like she doesn't know it exists. So apparently, if you pick any other kingdom, other than aligning to it with neither, it seems like she goes through a sudden brain aneurysm that causes her to forget that the Third Kingdom even truly exists. Out of that, she's like, you didn't pick another one, so I don't think it's best if I tell him, yeah, you're kind of doing yourself in. And like I said, I can pick plot holes and problems in almost any game. Anybody can if you nitpick hard enough. Hey, in Awakening, Naga, how do you know the only way for Grima to permanently die is for him to secondly commit suicide? The only way you know that is if that's happened before in the past. Has it? Oh, Naga, you and Grima can't permanently kill one another? It's impossible? Then how does Grima apparently permanently kill you in the future Disowned DLC path? And don't just say it's non-canon, it doesn't make sense. It's supposedly following the in-universe rules, so it should, no matter what, if it's non-canon or not. In fact, how does Grima even exist? Mannequins need dragon stones to transform, not human hosts. When does a dragon get the power to start performing necromancy? How is Grima still sentient despite being a degenerated dragon? How does he hold his sanity, apparent sanity, if he's transformed? Normally when a mannequin transforms throughout a dragon stone, they go into a mindless berserker rage. Like the Avatar does in the first 6 chapters of Fate. Or during one of the first 6 chapters of Fate.
The item world's full of surprises.
And yeah, I beat Fire Emblem Fates Revelations, and I have no intentions on beating Conquest or even downloading Birthright. Excuse me. But I'm not saying these things to start shouting out the plot is crap. The Revelations, I do think the plot is really bad, but I'm not gonna harp like that. Just checking to see if these guys have any healing abilities. Burst damage, ally boost, always counter as speed damage. So, what if I do this? Oh wait, no. One of them is a healing ability.
It's all over, dude.
And I use Star. Oh shit. This is gonna end badly, isn't it? Watch, it's gonna end really badly. Just in case.
Yeah, dude.
Go, my poor expendable soul.
Do it, dude. No, dude. No, dude. No, dude. Sup, dude? It's all over, dude.
The level design in Fates Revelations is fantastic. Revelations is fantastic.
Do it, dude.
And in Conquest, not as much in certain areas. Like I said, Conquest felt
Sup, dude? It's all
a
over.
little bit spade/neuter with the removal of replayable maps.
No, dude.
And the idea that you can't level grind without DLC.
No, dude.
And you don't also rely on strategy except...
Sup, dude? Yeah, dude. Sup, dude? All over, dude. Sup, dude? Dude. Sup, dude? All over. Sup, dude? Do it, dude. Sup, dude? All over. Sup, dude? Yeah, dude. Sup, dude? Sup, dude? Yeah,
Oh my god! Oh my god!
It's all.
Well, that was annoying.
Impossible.
Damn it, I did it again!
I'll destroy all of you!
How long until I unlock the ultimate sword skill? I don't even know how to unlock it in this game. Oh well. Yes, I'm literally about to do it again.
Sup, dude?
Whoops!
Oh, dude.
See what I mean? I don't think things through.
Yeah, dude.
Although I felt like that wrestler was staring at me too long while I was in the spring. Okay, that entire counter exchange completely made me forget what I was even talking about with Fates. Oh yeah. I'm not a fan of the Fire Emblem Fates' writing, nor am I a fan of the second generation system of the game. It felt shoehorned in, and the explanation behind it is simply horrible in terms of its implications. Just for the hell of it, I decided to get Audra married to someone else, even though I'm not a fan of her character. And to find out that when it comes to the female avatar and Audra, when they have two kids, those two kids are in completely different deep realms, meaning they never met each other. That's a horrible implication, meaning we're such horrible parents. We didn't bother letting our kids know each other. Oh, you just skipped 5 floors. Okay, I see.
Follow me!
Well, that's money well spent. I could have comboed that. Like I said, I don't think things through.
Let's go.
Really good disposition for playing strategy RPGs. This is why I play Final Awakening and Fates in casual
Let's
mode.
go.
And I know if I said that to other Final fans, it goes, oh my god, you're not a real Final fan. You're playing on casual mode, that's lame. You're just a casual gamer. To be honest, I don't even know what type of gamer I am anymore. Before I used to call myself a casual gamer until I realized, wait, apparently non-casual gamers are ones that play games on the hardest difficulties. Which then means I'm not casual since I played Tales of Symphonia, Tales of Symphonia Dawn of the World, Tales of Grace's App, Tales of Zestria, Resident Evil 6, and many of Warriors of Orochi 3 Ultimates, Dynasty Warriors 8, Dynasty Warriors 8 Extreme Legends, and many other games, Mega X 8, Mega Extreme 2, all in the hardest difficulties. So am I casual? Because I don't always do that. Am I casual because I like playing games for fun instead of constantly challenging myself and I like going the easy road? Or am I a hardcore gamer because I frequently do sometimes go on my way to challenge myself in games that I deeply enjoy instead of challenge myself in every single game? So I realized, oh wait, casual and hardcore are just imaginary exclusive titles used in order to make other people feel bad for not playing games the way people want others to play. So yeah, I stopped caring. But I begrudgingly digress. I'm not saying don't get Fire Emblem Fates. It's actually a really good game gameplay-wise. What I'm saying is, if you can find it for $20, good luck with that. Get it and then download Revelations, regardless of the version you have. But I recommend you get Conquest and download Revelations. Why? Because Birthright is really brain dead in terms of gameplay. It's almost entirely level grinding. It's much Disgaea except without complex levels to play. That's what I've definitely heard from other fans. I have no intention of getting it because of that. And also, Revelations combines the best of both worlds with both the modes. When it comes to both kingdom modes. It has the level design of Conquest with the level grinding of Birthright. It has both kingdoms on your side, and you get benefits from both modes by playing through Revelations. And also, the endgame is absolutely hilarious. It's hilarious in terms of how ridiculously awesome it is. This is the only spoiler I'm gonna give for Revelations, but in Final Fates, the Avatar's main weapon, the Yato, changes form depending on the path you're on. If you're playing Birthright, aka the Hoshido path, the Yato reacts to Takumi's Fuji Yumi, I believe that's how it's pronounced. I don't know. And becomes a noble Yato, getting like a grip guard for it, and its blade glowing a bluish color, and becoming more curved like a single-edged sword. Then once it reacts to soon-to-be King Ryoma, it becomes Noble Yato to I don't know, it becomes even more like what I described. At least I think that's the design of it. Like I said, I've never played Birthright, but I do know it gets a guard and a single edge. So it become more single edge. If you're playing Conquest, the Yato reacts to Leo's Bernahilder tome. I know I'm not pronouncing that right. And becomes a Grim Yato, gaining a red color / aura to the sword. Then, in the end of the game, oh, I think it's a Blazing Yato. That's the name of the final form of the Yato in the Birthright path.
Attack!
In the name of Conquest, it reacts to Xander's Siegfried sword and becomes a Shadow Yato, becoming more magenta color. I kind of like magenta. I can't complain. in the Revelations path in chapter 15, it reacts to the Rainbow Sage activating its power and becomes Contrived Yato. I mean, it becomes the Alpha Yato, where it gets a bluish aura around the sword, and it gets a grip guard, or handle guard. At the end of the game, chapter 27, it reacts to all 4 sacred weapons in the cliche, oh my god, the villain's too powerful, now we have a power that allows us to defeat the villain moment. And it becomes the Omega Yato, where the grip guard for some reason vanishes. I guess it's only there to be a nod towards the Birthright path. The aura goes from blue to red and yellow as if it's on fire. And the sword's blade turns into a fire, gets a fire motif, and has rotating blades along the left and right edges. Rotating blades just like a chainsaw. The sword becomes a magical fire chainsaw.
It's my turn.
And my reaction was literally that of laughter. I could not stop laughing as I wielded that sword. It is so ridiculously awesome that I cannot put it into words other than ridiculously awesome.
Me too.
If I had a list of my favorite sword designs in video games, it would be in the top 3, along with Ragnarok from the Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles games and the Nether Trader from Tales of Symphonia Dawn New Worlds.
My turn.
Oops, I just gave away where my username came from. Nobody cares. Oh, fuck me raw.
Let's go.
Excuse me.
Where's the treasure? Great.
And the final boss fight is actually much better than Awakening. Grima is really easy in Awakening. Oh no, if you have a 3DS, I do recommend getting Fire Emblem Fates, but I recommend lowering your expectations for the main story. And lower expectations for the overall quality of the initial game. It does get better once you get DLC stories, but video games should not be better experience. Video games should be solely better experiences for getting DLC. It should not be the full intended experience a vanilla game should have given you. This next chapter's gonna, battle's gonna hurt. Oh god, Laharl's gone critical. Yeah, those are my experience with Fire Awakening and Fates. Oh yeah, to anybody wondering, now or in the future, who's my favorite wife in Fates? SA4 is difficult for me to choose, but I'm gonna have to I skipped the bottom world boss. Yeah. I guess that's our weakness of the driver doors. And I should say I have to I have to admit the absolute closest would be the maid Felicia. The rest of the characters either have jobs I don't want to pull them away from, like being a royal retainer to someone else, or I just don't find interesting. I know one of the most popular marriage options is actually Azura, but here's the reason why Azura's a no to me. Spoilers! Incest! And listen, if I want spoilers in my work of fiction, which I don't, I just watched Game of Thrones, thank you very much.
Bow down to me!
Oh yeah, another voice actor in Fire Emblem Fates, Ben Diskin. I know him from Digimon, Digital Monsters, I think the first season. Probably he's in the second one. And I know him as one of the minor antagonists turned assistants from the anime Kill la Kill, Takarada. Anyone who's ever watched Kill la Kill will know Takarada is that 2 to 3 time period character that talks like a stereotypical pimp. Yeah, I'm not kidding.
Let's end this quick.
The one that says that with the line, faster than the pimp can stop a hoe, yo. Yeah, he's in Fates. He voices the male butler, Jacob. I bit off more than I could chew. Especially since I blew up my meat shield. Well, Spangenheimer, you're alive. Oh my god, I healed you.
Hero of love and courage, justice, Fawn!
Yes, Fawn, we get it, you're adorable. Master Nushi. A giant forest bearer with a big appetite. He converts damage into strength. He can and will do anything. So he'd vote for Trump? Well then, you must die. can and will do anything. So does that mean you support Anita Sarkeesian? Oh god, I keep finding reasons to kill you so hard. No, that's not from video games. Let's go over the film. What films have I seen this year? The first film I saw this year was Deadpool. Almost everybody's heard. That film's pretty good. The story is pretty much nothing worth writing home about. I'm not even kidding. But it still does its job of setting up the plot and setting up reasons for Deadpool to want people not really living no more and make people not live no more. Also, Ryan Reynolds did a fantastic job. You could tell that most of the effort came from him trying to show, hey, I could be Deadpool. It wasn't my fault that Deadpool we got at the original movie sucked. And he succeeded with flying colors. The next film, I didn't see Batman v Superman, but my sister and brother watched it, and they both admit it was okay. It was okay. The other films I saw Captain America Civil War. Loved it. It's my favorite comic book movie out so far, and it actually really makes me want to start reading Captain America comics. Except for that infamous Hell Hydra one, no. No, that's okay. DC can keep that one. I shan't be reading it.
Let's go.
Let's see how much damage they can do now. I've seen better loot from no Borderlands 2. Which means I literally see nothing worth using. Getting that they're catching up. Now, whatever films. Well,
Let's go.
Captain America Civil War was a surprise of how good it was. I thought it was going to have the same problems with
Let me thank you.
It's my turn.
the previous Avengers movies. Oversaturated, not very good characterization. But it succeeded in entertaining me. Yes, it has some flaws. Yes, I find the idea of Tony Stark basically going like, you know, I'm tired of people getting involved in these battles. That's why I'm going to hire a 15-year-old kid to be a part of this battle. Against someone who's apparently defending a mass murderer. It's a good idea.
Leave it to me.
And the airport scene that they were constantly building up to be the big fight between the Avengers
Leave it to me.
was more comedic than it was tense until the last moments. Now, the lack of reasoning behind Tony Stark recruiting Spider-Man was made up for by how good their dialogue exchange was, and how that one moment set us into learning Peter Parker's character. While having to use with great power comes great responsibility directly.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I want to see how bad this gets.
No! Yeah,
That's what the airport scene was made up for by the last fight scene in the movie, which was really, really good in my opinion.
Yahoo, dude!
Follow me.
100% serious. All in all, it's not perfect, but it succeeds in being entertaining. And it succeeds in wrapping me in the film I wouldn't mind watching a few more times. X-Men Apocalypse, however, didn't. It's a disjointed mess. But honestly, I'm gonna go into more detail in the future when my girlfriend's here, so she can hear my in-depth thoughts. And when I can gather my thoughts better, so I can remember more of what happened in these films. It's been a while since I've seen them. Star Trek.
Let's go.
The third Star Trek film. Good.
Let me thank you.
It's my turn.
That's all I gotta say. It was good. Finding Dory. Forgettable. Honestly, it feels like the movie has no real third act, but it's more of a set of events that you could easily write as a direct-to-TV sequel or spin-off. Like that Halloween, I think-ish Toy Story movie that was literally just put right on cable pretty much. It could easily been put right on cable, just like that Tarzan and Jane thing that wasn't even a movie, but just a set of episodes they never put into an episode, never fully put out in Tarzan. Okay, this is. I don't even think I could really save that. Wait, yeah, I could save that fish.
Here I come.
It's all over, dude.
Let's end this quick.
I will beat you down.
I'll begin the fight. Let's go.
And off I go. And I am out of here. It's 11:30, so the time I said I was gonna end the stream. So I'm just gonna go while the going is good. Ooh, my comrades are back.
What?
Discovering an overlord. Oops. I meant to press X.
I'm happy! Yes! At this moment!
But yeah, Finding Dory, it's a passable film. The voice acting was good. The characters are quirky, so they do have a smidge of memorability. It's just, overall, the film doesn't feel like a full-on spectacular Pixar film. It feels more like a passable, somewhat satisfyingly passable straight-to-TV spin-off made to satisfy kids who love the original and are waiting for a full-fledged sequel. And that's not a bad thing. It's just not a good thing either. That's all I can really say. The last time I saw this year was Suicide Squad. And the film's pretty bad. It's memorable, and it can satisfy people. It satisfied me to watch, but it's altogether structure-wise and writing-wise, it's bad. It's a bad movie. It was poorly put together, and the writing had quite a lot of holes in it. It had negative space where you can clearly see into what the writers want to get across, but didn't fully care enough to try to make sense in terms of character interactions. Some of the moments in the script really felt, okay, a character needs to feel this, so let's just make them feel this. Not the character feels this or thinks this. It's more of the character needs to say this, so let's just make them say it. All in all, it's structure-wise worse than what my sister said Batman v Superman was, but it's more fun to watch. So in that regard, it's worth watching more than Batman v Superman. And that's me playing Disgaea 5 for almost 2 hours while just talking about random shit that isn't Disgaea. I hope anybody watching this now or watching this in the future thought that was worth listening to. Probably not. Since I didn't really go through much trouble playing this game. Nor did I say anything really worth saying. If you guys want to watch me be political, talk about my own personal views of things going on in current day, stay tuned in the early mornings for another stream, possibly coming either Thursday or Sunday. All in all, this is NetherTrader258 saying the following things. Don't ever forget to be good to yourself and others. And have a great day.